Oh, I've injured myself. My stomach hurt, that hurt so bad. What's up, everybody? Hopefully, guys, you can hear me pretty well. Just want to say, hey, nice day for a little bike ride. It's really, really hot. I don't know how it is in your part of the country or your part of the world, but it's in the hundreds here in Arkansas. I don't know if you can see that on video. I was trying to throw my leg over and it didn't quite make it. I think my hip locked up being an old man and it smashed into my rod holder. See a lump? Oof, man, that hurts.
Don't get some good feet pictures in, please. Thank you.
I don't know if you guys noticed or not, but I've been trying to do some short form videos to kind of like a little behind the scenes kind of stuff. And man, that last one actually did really well. I got a lot of subscribers. A lot of people on Instagram started following me because of this. People are starting to see the wagon again. That's all I wanted to do. I want to get out there in front of more people. In order to do that, like that, you guys commenting, guys liking, just going through it all. It's not a call to action like, oh, you guys need to subscribe to see more. It legitimately is helping me out a lot. Like I see the traction starting in the back end. So man, thank every one of you, the regular people that are here, the new people are here. Hey, how you doing? Because it's all about this. Wagon season time. It's time to get this thing back where it needs to go. So I've got some big things I've been working on, some little things I've been working on, but today it's a little more prep, a little bit more shop talk. Not a huge amount of like, oh, this is progress. But in order to get to progress, we got to keep stripping things down. So as bad as it looks now, it's going to get worse before it's over with, because a big task that I have ahead of me is to get the whole brakes completely redone. As you probably saw in that clip that I posted, there's some things that have been leaking for a while. Things have just been gross. The rear drums really aren't a huge problem. I just want to update them. I just don't like servicing drums. They're just inefficient. There's a lot of springs. I don't like them. And anyway, mine are leaking anyway. So what better time to do a disc conversion? As luck would have it, one of my good friends was selling a whole rear disc conversion for this chassis. So perfect. And I have some old discs left over for the CRX when I swapped over the wave spec brakes. If you remember that, I'll see if I can put a clip in here somewhere, maybe through the magic of editing. So yeah, I had those laying over, they're not the best. I'm gonna see if I can't take them to work and turn them and clean them up a little bit. I'm not really worried about it because this is not gonna be like a high mileage, long haul vehicle that's gonna get another 300,000 miles on the road. I mean, I'd like it to get another 300,000 miles, but right now that's not the goal. Right now the goal is to just get it back to serviceable, make everything really nice to work on, make things that have been just kind of been neglected for a while better, and that's what we're gonna get to today. So I bought this probably about a year or so ago to help me change fluids on all my vehicles. It's really, really cool. I actually bought the hand pump one down there for oil. I got another one up there for brakes. This is like a air brake bleed system, and I never actually had one, but I knew as much as I do brakes and as much as I do all my fluid changes, I needed one of these. The valve here. It drains it all out. Yeah, so another neat thing about this kit is it not only has the little sucky hose, you can get in there in the tight crevices, you can swap it out, put it on this other one, and it fits on top of your brake bleed screw. So you can stick it on there, crack your bleeder. Yeah, you can see it run under there. And now I'll just repeat all the other sides. All fluid out of there, all said and done. It's pretty clean overall. Wasn't a whole lot of fluid in there anyway. But yeah, for around 40 something bucks, 40, 50 bucks, yeah, this is well worth it. Beats the old fashioned way. And by the old fashioned way, I mean taking it to a proper recycling receptacle down the road that the guy who takes at all hours of the day. Pause. Well, in no means is this a tutorial on how to do a rear disc brake swap, but as we're getting there, I do want to talk to you a little bit about something I just saw. I didn't see in a lot of videos. I watched a couple of videos just kind of make sure I'm not missing anything or forgetting to buy anything. Here are your two prop valves. So if you look real close here, it says 20-40. So that's a 20-40 split, 20 to the rear, 40 to the front. What you really need for our disc brakes is this one here. It says 30-30, if you can see that. Now I had this in my scrap pile because I knew one day I was going to need it. I probably found it in an Integra at some point and I said, I'm going to keep that because one day I'm going to need it. Well, today's the day. So as previously mentioned, these are the old brakes from the CRX. They're not in amazing shape. There is a pretty significant lip on the top and yeah, the back as well. These are probably the original brakes. I want to see if I can't turn them, clean them up a little bit. Or like I said, I don't need them to be like superstars. They're plenty thick. I mean, that's almost OEM thick. They're good flat still. I can check the run out at work as well. Nothing better than free parts that I had laying around anyway. So I'm just gonna use these. Yeah, I got this set up from my buddy Aaron. He had this for sale. Nice Brembo pads already. Very little life, or very little use, hardly at all at them. I got these adapters. These actually came off Summit. I got e-brake cables here. The one thing that was in my kit that I went ahead and ordered today is the new soft line for this. And actually I went ahead and bought stainless steel brakes lines for the front and rear, just so I could go ahead and address that, because you've got this hard line here and you're supposed to switch that over for a soft line. So I'll do all that, reroute all this, get that so it's not rattling anymore, mount that in a more better position. But yeah, I think the stainless steel brake lines will make a big difference, just an overall brake feel. I've put them on a few cars before, and it's pretty noticeable, so I'm pretty excited about that change. What I'm debating on doing is I thought about getting these powder coated when I have them all apart. These aren't too bad. The fronts are pretty freaking gross. I guess they just had no zinc coating or anything at all. They're just completely covered in surface rust, and I put them on brand new, probably 2016-ish timeline. And they just, immediately surface rusted. It wasn't even like a slow burn. So I think they just came raw from whatever vendor had them remanufactured, probably just reman stuff. I'm going to go ahead and pull them off. I want to see what the powder coating is going to cost. I need to get them all cleaned up anyway, and I need to get this all prepped, because I'll switch these over to the stainless steel lines when I get them. That fluid extractor did some work. It's not even leaking at all. Like I said, they're not that old, but they look like they came right off the Titanic. I want to see if I can't just get these powder coated. Maybe powder coat them, do yellow to match my valve cover. Red and yellow is not like a great combo, but it's kind of the theme I was going with, and I may wrap this thing eventually anyway, so. Sorry. Yeah, look, this one looks even worse. It may have had some a little bit of leaky brake fluid on it anyway to help it rust more, but you can see the difference there. Jeez. It's like a mud rust infusement that came through that. That's what happens when you off-road the old Civic. That works. If everything goes according to plan, I can get these all powder coated. The fronts, the rears. I'm not going to powder coat these, obviously, but I do want to take these to work and see if I can get these turned up. So I want to do some rock sliders here at some point. I started them at one time. It was like 2018, 2019. It was very early on in my YouTube profession, and because I linked to that video. Yeah, that's how long ago that was. I am going to be asking general questions about hey, I need some suggestions. Like the carpet in here is just disgusting. So I want to replace the carpet. I want to pull all that out, pull the interior out. That's going to be a long process. I'm going to pull the fan out as well from the blower fan, because it's just weak as all get out, and I like to 3D print something new for it. But yeah, so I'm still taking things off of here to get it ready to rebuild. Nothing's actually going back in yet. I still have so much more to do to it. But that's why I picked up the camera, so I keep myself busy and keep myself actually doing things every single day. But for the people who are still listening, still following along, who haven't clicked off this video yet, you're the real ones. I appreciate you. But also, what kind of stuff would you like to see? Would you like to see more videos about the GLA? I do have a plan to make a 3-year review of ownership of the GLA. It's my first Mercedes that I've owned, so it's kind of a unique experience for me. The Element, I do have some videos planned for that. Like I said earlier in another video, I need to just make it back useful. It's just not useful right now in its current configuration. I just don't like it. It deserves a lot of love, and I know there's a lot of people who subscribe to me for Element content, so I got that one, and I also have my all-wheel drive manual Element that I want to work on. I've got a lot of projects I need to actually bring up here, and I'm in the process of doing that, shuffling things around, making some room, getting stuff ready for the shop out back. I have a whole lot of things planned, so it's really, really good to get back into it and actually keep myself off the couch and on my feet and working and moving and taking things off and getting things set up. But yeah, that's just the general plan. Got a lot of stuff to film, a lot of stuff to do. You keeping me busy is really, really working well. It's been like about 2-3 weeks now that I've been actually making videos, making content. I appreciate that. Why didn't you tell me my necklace was hanging out like that? I looked like an idiot. So yeah, that's the plan. I got some new sponsorships I'm going to try to work with. New land we're trying to purchase. Dad's looking at, obviously, the shop build, all these other car builds. I have some more challenges I want to do. I would like to build my dream tuner car as a 17-year-old. I have some plans to talk about my first car. I have a whole video series built on that, of nostalgia, of my automotive story to get me here. So I have a lot to plan, a lot of stuff to shoot. I don't know why I did that. I don't know if anybody remembers this, but if you remember what car that came from, if you're still watching, let me know if you remember what car that came from, and also that one. Anyway, all right. So yes. I'm doing it today?
Yes, so I think don't get some good feet pictures in, please. Thank you.
I'll blur those out.
Thank you.
So I took these off. What are these?
Brakes.
There you go. What kind of brake calipers?
Okay.
And what are these?
Rotors.
Look at you go.
I'm not that funny when you've taught me things. I could just be like, oh, I think that's like part of the engine or something. Hi, I'm John's wife.
They don't know who John is.
Dashman's wife.
Now this is my local fishing spot, and the grass has been known to be rather thick. It's so thick, look what they did. They had to bale it. There's bales there, there's bales down that way. I see a tractor off the distance with more bales on it. Well, at least they cut it.